Okay, let's do these together.
My name is Gin. I don't know why. I was really tired.
Yeah.
There's like half of these I'm looking at, I'm just like, what? Like it's not even past tense, and I'm like, they loved it in the past. And
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I made it.
What's really funny is that there's actually a very famous Japanese anime film
Barefoot
called Tadashi no Gen. Yeah, Barefoot Gen. So what you wrote was an actual possibility for a name. It just doesn't happen to be yours.
Okay.
Yeah, but
He
yeah,
has an alter ego when he's tired.
that's a very emotional movie. You've seen it?
I've seen bits of it when I was young and doing research for something, and
Yeah.
yeah, that messed me up.
Yeah. Harajuku again is not a movie I would show to young people.
Yeah.
It's like high school and up. I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah, definitely.
It's
I
about
could have gotten it.
it's about a child who survived the bombing of Hiroshima.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, so it starts out before the bomb was dropped and shows him with his family, and then it shows the aftermath and him trying to survive and trying to keep his sister alive and stuff. And it's pretty wrenching.
That's
Yeah.
So, yeah, the fact that it's animated
remember
does
the one
not
at the
in any
top.
way
Yeah.
detract from how heart-wrenching it
Yeah,
is.
the box of the right
box.
not the right.
Anyway, so let's read. So, これは誰のですか？これは？はい。じゃあ、ジュニアさん、読んでください。
日曜日に人で電車を。
一人で。
Oh, whoopsies. my brain farted there. 電車を乗ってもいいですか?
Is, what article should be there?
No, wait a second. Brain fart.
はい。
Brain fart.
はい。そう、日曜日に一人で電車に乗ってもいいですか？はい。じゃあ、これは？
大学に行ってもいいですか?
はい。いいですね。じゃあ、これは？
チョコレートを食べてもいいですか?
はい。
Trying to keep
チ
it.
ョコレート。
Oh, okay.
It's
Just,
actually spelled with a long vowel.
Okay.
チョコレートを食べてもいいですか？いいですね。はい、これは？
テレビを見るでも、oh my gosh, 見て、
見て。見ても。
I'm so sorry. So 見て、もういいですか?
should I read yours then, Ken?
Sure, go for it.
I can't read it from here.
日本語
Okay.
の本を勉強してもいいですか?
I'm gonna do it with
You want
without.
chocolate? I have
はい。
cosmic brownies.
Oh no, thank you.
Wait, what?
I
Brownies?
have cosmic
Oh.
brownies on me, but that's for my snack for
That is
band
great.
rehearsal.
Yeah, you need that. Yeah, you can't survive band rehearsal without a snack.
We have an NDA now, right?
NPA is in
So yeah, Tana,
sort of like
Sota,
Iguana.
and Taka.
Yeah, 質問がありますか? Any questions about these guys?
Please.
じゃあ、
Yeah, sure, yeah.
how are we doing on time? Okay, we're running a little late. じゃあ、早く。
We got through, I think, was it?
Okay, we're gonna do a quick run through of some Hangul. Okay, so these are the ones that the other class thought were easy enough to put aside. So let's run through them first and see if you guys agree. Let's do one half at a time. So,
Yukuri, slowly.
okay.
Atobe.
After?
Is that?
Yeah, afterwards, later. So put this one back over here, huh?
Ofuro, ba. Deru,
Deru.
to exit. Suwaru, sit down.
Okay on those? Everybody? Not so sure?
Hontou desu ka?
Is that true?
Or is that, are you sure?
Yeah, is that like, it can be, are you sure it can be, really? Honto is truth. So honto desu ka, is that the truth? Really? Are you sure? It can be any of those,
Well, like
depending.
hontoni.
Hontoni?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, that can also be either are you sure or really?
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the context which one's gonna be used, but they're all similar in meaning.
Okay.
Right.
Raishu, next week. Yoru,
Night.
night.
Shimin
Shiminbyoin, municipal hospital.
Right?
Oba-san, grandma.
Right?
Okane, money,
Right.
money.
Mane.
Oshieru,
Shieru to
teach.
Right? Okay, so this one you guys are okay with, but they wanted to keep practicing it, so
Okay.
I'll put it over here.
Kariru,
To borrow.
Right?
hairu, to enter.
Right.
Tsukau,
To use.
help.
Right, to
Or
use,
use.
scowl, to use. Right.
Kaesu,
To
to return.
Right.
Nimotsu,
Baggage.
Baggage, yes. And we came up with a mnemonic for this one. Motsu is the verb to carry, to hold, right? Ni as in two, carrying two bags. Nimotsu. So,
I mean, if you look at it from the side, it'd be easier to like as a bag, and then it's a
Yeah.
person holding the bag.
yeah.
Oh, like.
So,
So cute.
osoku,
Do something later.
Late,
Yeah.
yes.
Or late.
Yeah, so for example, osoku nemashita, I went to bed late. You know, things like that.
akeru,
open.
Right, to open. Later.
oriru,
To get off.
Hi, to get off, as in get off the train, off the bus.
So,
shimeru,
Shimeru,
to close.
Hi,
Tetsudau,
to help, hi.
isogu,
To hurry.
Hi, to hurry up. Hi,
kesu, to turn off.
Turn off or
yes,
race.
turn off or erase, yeah. Keshigomu is a helpful one for this one. Kesu is keshimasu, to erase, right? And keshigomu is a pencil eraser. Kokuban keshi is one of those erasers. And you can say kokuban o keshimasu, to erase the board. Right, okay, a few more of these.
Kekkou desu, that's all right.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay, that's fine. Variations.
Sugu,
Right away.
Right away, immediately. Hi,
wasureru, to forget.
hi,
Sukeru,
Carry.
tsukeru,
To turn on.
to turn on, yes. Hi,
tatsu, to stand.
hi,
Ofuro ni hairu, to take a bath.
Into the back.
Raimen, next year.
hi,
Kyokasho, textbook.
hi. Good on all those? Okay, and we decided in that class to keep all the kanji on the keep practicing side for a while yet.
Gofun, sensei,
Okay, oh, and gofun, we all know what that means, right?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, hi,
Sensei, teacher.
hi,
Daigakusei,
College
college
student.
student.
hi,
Kitaguchi, north
North
exit.
exit.
hi,
Deguchi, exit.
hi,
Migi, right.
hi,
Hirari,
Left.
left.
hi,
Nishi,
yes.
west.
West.
Hi, yes, Nishi, west. And we decided that it kind of looks like a combination of ni and shi. So, Nishi. Okay, and it's west.
Higashi,
はい、
East.
East。はい、
Minami,
South.
はい、
Kita, North,
はい、
Chugoku, China,
はい、
Daikokujin,
はい、
foreigner,
はい、
10分, 10 minutes,
はい。
Gakusei,
College student. No, yes.
Student.
Student.
Yeah, that's it, it's just.
Okay.
Minamiguchi, south
Southern
exit,
Right.
Nishiguchi, west exit,
はい、
Daigaku, college,
はい、
Oki, big,
はい。
Higashiguchi, east exit,
はい、
Deru,
They-
exit,
はい。
Gaikoku,
Gaigoku.
foreign country.
Hi. Any questions about the kanji? The other class wanted to spend some time writing kanji today. So instead of doing Ninshu from the textbook, we actually did Ninshu at the board, writing all of the kanji. You want me to try that today? Does that sound like a useful practice?
I'm good with whatever.
Okay.
I think I'd like that.
You like that? Okay. We've got plenty of space. You guys can erase what you were doing and choose a spot at the board that you like.
So,
We're just writing out all of them?
Oh, the other question I need to ask is, how many of you guys would be interested in taking Japanese 3 here? And would you want it to be this summer or this coming fall?
this
If I was
summer,
going to take it, I'd probably have to take it a year after now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
summer would work.
Summer works for you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I could take it in summer maybe. Things are rapidly changing in my life, so I will see what's up.
You don't know yet?
Yes.
Okay. There were just a couple of people in the morning class who were interested in summertime. Most of them said they would prefer fall. If it gets pushed to fall, I know you probably won't be here for that, but
I don't think I can.
you won't be here for it either.
I'm not doing well next year. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
Oh, okay.
But I do have like 4 classes open senior year.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
I was just gonna wait and see like which one got the most students first, so
Okay.
I'm probably open to either unless something changes.
Okay.
So,
So, yeah, unfortunately, if we only have, you know, there were like maybe 3 or 4 of you who said maybe this summer, and only 2 or 3 in the other class, I don't know if they would run it in the summer for that few people. But if more of you are able to do it in the fall, there's a good chance that I'm gonna have a fair number of people taking Japanese 2 this summer, because I've got a decent sized level 1 class right now. Most of them wanna take it in the summer. So then you guys could combine with that group, and we would probably have more than 10 for Japanese 3 in the fall that way. The chances of us having 8 or 10 this summer seems slim.
Do auditing students count towards the total class count, or?
If they're paying for the course, then they count,
Okay.
so, yeah, auditing students count.
Okay, I wonder if,
Marianne?
Mary Ann?
oh, I was gonna say, I would wonder if maybe if I drove, or if I could get, Tiffy to, audit. Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, so you would like for there to be a Japanese 3
Yeah.
this summer if we can get enough people to
Mhm.
take it. So what I might do is go ahead and put it in the schedule and see if enough people are interested. I'll probably still offer it in the fall, because I think that's gonna be a decent sized group. But we can try for this summer.
yeah, I should be able to in the
Yeah.
summer, so. So we're just writing them all
So
out
we're gonna,
straight up?
yeah, what I did with the other group is we actually spent some time talking about each one, to kind of help people with how to write the ones that they might have had questions about. So we started just at the top of the list with Higashi. So the stroke order on Higashi is an ichi, and then the nichi, sun, with the, you know, center before the close, and then the vertical, and then left and right. slightly longer than the nichi in the center. And the diagonals on the bottom also stick out slightly further than the nichi in the middle, okay? So, yeah, looks good. And the center line is slightly longer than the two diagonals on the bottom, but not by a drastic amount, just a little bit longer. Yeah, the proportions on this one are good. Okay. Iいですか? So that's higashi. It's also sometimes read to, as in Tokyo, which is Eastern capital. Yeah, and, yeah, there are no northern or southern capitals in Japan, but they exist in China. Yeah, the cities of Beijing and Nanjing, those are actually northern capital and southern capital respectively in Chinese. Yeah. So, okay, so that's higashi. Nishi, like we said, you start with an ichi again, and then you do the box, 3/4, and then you do the interior curved line and the bent line, and then you close it. You close it
I got
after.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of like an extended sheet.
Yeah, it's like she, but with an extension on top, sort of. Yeah. Yeah, and the left line is a slight curve, kind of like, katakana no, perhaps, and the other line is more of a bent, almost a right angle, but kind of a curved right angle, not an angular right angle, if that makes any sense.
It's like the thing used for like Nidu stuff.
Yeah, it's like that, yeah, the
Oh, I
bottom,
guess
it's
they
like
can
the
just go
bottom
down,
of the mute.
okay.
Okay. Everybody okay on Nishi?
Hi.
Okay. And of course, when you're doing higashi guchi, nishi guchi, any of those, you want the kuchi kanji to be approximately equal in size to the other kanji. Even though it's much simpler to write and you could write it smaller, when you're writing in box paper, each kanji takes up the same size box. So that means that the complex ones have to be written finer, and the simple ones can be written larger.
Like when I have to try and write yo on a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter box in my phone.
Yeah. Hi. Okay, so that's Nishiguchi. Okay. And then Nun or Minami. It's kind of like the katakana na on top. It's got a little bit of a curve. The vertical isn't as straight as it is in the print font. Print font draws it straight, but in handwritten form, it's usually got a little bit of a curve to it. And then you draw the 3/4 of a box. It does not close. And then you do the 2 little diagonal lines on top, and then the 2 parallel lines like a ni in katakana, and then the vertical line which does not cut through the top. Okay? So that's Minami.
It was this one first, right? Was
Yeah,
that the-
yeah, horizontal then vertical. In general, horizontal comes before vertical, left before right, and top before bottom.
Oopsies. I can make it so. That's not right.
In that order of precedence, I think, usually. Okay, so that's Minami Guchi.
So are the top and the bottom about equal?
Yeah.
size?
Yeah, the bottom,
The bottom looks
piece
a little
should be
bigger
a little
than
bit
the-
larger, yeah. When I'm writing slowly, sometimes it's hard to get the proportions exactly the same as I would if I'm writing faster.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Minami Guchi. Okay, and then, so we did So this one, you do the first left to right stroke, then the first vertical, then the bottom left to right stroke, and then the right to left stroke, and then the hoof. And notice that although in the print font, they're off from each other, in handwritten form, these two form more of a corner on the bottom. They tend to meet at the bottom instead of being so far off each other the way the print font shows. Yeah, like that. And then this stroke actually goes this way. Here. And then that one goes like that. Yeah.
So the right hand side's kind of like a, it's like a consequence of people with the.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's like a katakana he, and then the other side is almost, but not exactly a mirror image.
That's,
Yeah.
that's.
Okay, so that's kita. Okay, and kita, the other reading for it is hoku. And, you hear it in words like Tohoku, which is the northeastern region of Japan, and it's literally east-north, Tohoku.
That's funny.
Okay. And it's also the Hok in Hokkaido, which is North Sea Road. That's what that literally translates as.
It was actually makes sense then.
Yep, Hokkaido. Yeah, which makes sense that it's north because it's the northernmost island of the four main islands of Japan. Okay, so that's, Higashi, Mishi, Minami, Kita. Guchi we talked about, and then Deguchi, you actually draw vertical first, then this one, then this one. Okay, and it looks kind of like two yama put together, but you actually do draw the vertical first, I believe, and then, the two other pieces. Okay, so that's the det and deguchi.
Should they be like the same size or? I
Yeah,
tend to
they're
do it-
closer to each other
Okay, so
inside.
I tend to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually they're more directly
More
below,
like-
one below the other. Yeah, that's more like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Deguchi. Like that. Okay, and then, let's see, what's next is Migi and Higari. Both of these start with something like, the katakana na, or like the start of na and ta in hiragana. And then for hidari, you put a puchi underneath. For migi, you put a katakana e underneath.
So in the book, they both have you start out with this piece,
Uh-huh.
but for one of them, they have you start horizontal, and the other, they have you start with like the vertical.
I don't understand that.
That throws me off big time.
Yeah, I really don't understand that. I've always written them both the same
Okay.
order, so I don't know why they do that.
Because I was trying to.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one.
All right.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all, why one would be vertical first and the other horizontal first. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
So this one you would also generally do horizontal and then
I
vertical.
I
Okay.
normally do them both the same order, yeah.
Wow.
So that me and Daddy.
Should they like definitely be touching or just like?
Touching or almost touching, either one is okay. Yeah, it feels weird to write it the other direction, I don't know why they did to do that. Doesn't, yeah, I don't know, feels weird to do it the opposite way.
That doesn't make any sense, like they're the exact same thing, you start with the same
Yeah.
piece. Like.
Yeah, I can't imagine why they're telling you to do it the other direction. any rate, so that's Migi Hinari. And then the next one is Hun. Which, it's like you're writing a hachi, and then this thing underneath that looks a little bit like katakana ka, but doesn't cut through, is actually katana, knife or sword. And, it's the knife radical, and it's actually demonstrating or representing a knife that just cuts something in half.
It looks like an axe. Or a hatchet.
Yeah. It's something that cut things. So if you think about it, hun minutes are cutting an hour up into parts, right? So, and its base meaning is to divide, and it's used in a bunch of different expressions having to do with division. Separation, as in like, breaking up with a partner, it works for that. It works for departing, leaving. It works for a bunch of different idioms having to do with things that are small, like small scale, like kafun is pollen, and can't think of the pronunciation now, but it's also in the word for like baking flour, flour that you would make bread with.
They use it for wakadu.
Yes, wakaru is like, if you understand something, you've like broken it down into parts in your head, and now you understand it, sort of. So it's like you understand the breakdown of it.
Let's try it.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Right, my shoulder.
And wakeru is a variant reading
I just
of
read
the
it.
same kanji that means to break apart or separate things, divide stuff up.
Oh, yes.
Wakaru and wakeru are two, like, one is to comprehend and the other is to like divide and separate.
Okay, so wakaru is understandable, wakeru is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. And then the sensei is next. Sen and sei. The sen part, you do the diagonal line and then you do something like the tsuchi, soil radical that we learned last semester, and then you put the legs under it, right? And this one means to be first or to come before sen. And so if you think about like the roots underneath and the soil and the little sprout coming up, it's like the first thing to come up out of the ground, the first part of the plant. Okay, so that's a way to remember that one. And then the sei part actually means to be born or to be alive, to give birth. It's got all of those different readings associated with it. So, so if you literally, someone who was born first, so therefore older and wiser, that's how it came to be a term of respect, because it means somebody who's born before you. Make sense? So that's sensei. So this is the sen and this is the sei, and it's because they look sort of similar to one another, sometimes people have a hard time remembering which one is which. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to sen has the legs, sei is more like three parallel lines. Right? So
Do they actually increase in length as we go down for the stroke order? So from the third,
No, actually, it should, in terms of
Like-
like length of these three lines, It should be like sun, medium,
Okay.
short, long,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, and the diagonal stroke attaches to the top horizontal on both of them. Make sure you don't put the diagonal on a different spot. It's
Okay.
always on the top of the 3 horizontals or the top of the 2 horizontals. Okay, so that's sensei. And then of course gakusei uses the same sei. So, and oki is an easy one, because it's an ichi and then a hito through the center of it, right? And it looks like, you know, just think about like a little kid saying, it was this big, right? And it's that exact shape, right? So that's oki, and then the gaku that's in daigaku and gakusei, you've got the 3 dots, then the roof, then the child underneath the roof. And, so gakusei, daigaku. Okay, and then, let's see, okay, and then gai and koku are the only other 2 kanji. So gai is really easy if you think about writing a katakana ta and a katakana to, right? Ta, to, that's it.
Should that extend?
This one sometimes is a little bit taller than the other, but this line, no.
Yeah, I get that one, but
Yeah.
this one's very.
Yeah, a lot of times when people handwrite it, the toe is slightly taller than the top, but not by too much. It's a little bit on the long side. So, gai koku. And then the koku part, you start the box, then you do a king inside the box, and then a dot, and then close it. Which one?
For the geek there.
Okay, so here, watch.
Gotta say it, oh my gosh.
Okay, so like in daigaku, so
So
ichi,
one,
san.
two, and
Most
then-
of the time, these are either diagonal, straight, diagonal, or diagonal, diagonal, straight.
Okay.
Or diagonal, other side diagonal, one or the other of those. And then this is usually diagonal this way,
So down,
and then
okay.
like that. So
So it doesn't.
slight,
More down.
Oh, so does it up or down, would you say?
I do it down.
Down, okay, so just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
And you don't want too big of a gap
In between.
between any of the parts.
Okay.
Usually, when people are writing fast, one or more of these diagonals will touch the roof piece.
Okay.
So you go this way with that?
Yeah, it's
More that way? I started.
sun.
I got in the habit of going more like this way.
That is more of a print font. Handwritten, it's usually inward than outward.
Prints are so misleading.
Yeah, it's really annoying that they don't have a handwriting style font for the kanji section. I really wish they would have shown a handwritten style side by side with the print font. Because you need to be able to recognize the print font so you can read it, but you need to know the right way to write it too.
It's so weird because like sometimes even just like the font used in the book for like something on the computer or something, like it'll look way different. Like
Yeah.
like I see enter and it's like this and like 8 and like this or something. And I see it at first and I'm like, what the heck are those? It's like
Right.
oh.
Yeah,
That's
because
what it
Haidu
is.
is usually like that and Hachi is like that
Okay.
when you write them by hand.
Oh.
Hachi is usually that.
Okay.
So, got you,
So
okay.
it is supposed to be like sort of more like
Yeah, that's a
lopsided,
good
because
Hachi,
I
yes.
always did it like that where it's like more
Yeah.
even.
That one is more like what most people write.
So it's a bit lopsided.
Yeah,
All right.
this is more like katakana ha.
So is this good-ish?
Yeah, this is katakana ha, this looks like Hachi, the number.
Okay. Okay, so this versus that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's good. make sure that you do the 3/4 of the enclosure, and then the parallels, first, second, then the vertical, then the final parallel, then the dot,
Okay,
and close it.
okay,
I think,
so
wait, so
they have
it's,
us do the
It's
first parallel down.
Oh, they do first down,
Yeah.
then cross, that's okay too. Yeah, I learned it this way because that's the Chinese way to do it. I guess Japanese does just the first and then down. That just feels awkward for me because I'm used to the other way.
I'm used to it the way it says it.
Yeah, yeah, if the book order disagrees with my order, feel free to go with the book, because that's what they're teaching you. I've got habits ingrained from years of having done Chinese first, so.
Except it's when it does the left and right.
Yeah.
This is ball inside, right?
Yeah, tama is ball.
According to the Chinese radical sheet, or whatever
It's also jade. Yes,
Is
it's jade, but it also, in Japanese, it means something round. And it's tama is one of the readings, and tamago is egg.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's actually this tama, and then ko, from kodomo, child. So tamago is literally
Baby
like
ball.
round child is an egg.
Straightforward.
Tamagoyaki, yeah, it would be like fried eggs, yeah, tamagoyaki. Okay, so are there questions about any of the kanji, about how to write any of them, how to read any of the readings? Note that this is pronounced either koku or goku depending, so like chugoku, but kankoku and shikoku is one of the main islands of Japan. And it's the 4th main island, you know, this is Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu, Hokkaido. So you guys now have
Someone have like a little
you have to have kanji for hon in Honshu also, hon. Yes, that Honshu, so you guys haven't learned the shu yet, but, so you've got part of, the Q is this Q. So Kyushu, Honshu, Shikoku, and Hokkaido, you've got at least one kanji of all 4 of the main islands now. Because Hokkaido is Hokkaido.
Really what I know is.
Yeah, so this shu means state in like Furonira
Which
shu
one?
would be the state of Florida.
Like,
But in context of Japan, it's actually the names for those 2 main islands, Kyushu and Honshu. Honshu is like the main state, and Kyushu is 9 state, which I think may be a reference to historical times when the island of Kyushu kind of divided itself up into 9 principal regions. I don't know that it's necessarily 9 prefectures anymore. You can check your map to find out.
So, I looked at it briefly. If it's not like the kanji we know, then what is the kanji in Ryugakusei? Or
Oh, the view in Ryugakusei?
yeah.
Oh, it's like exchange.
Okay. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but the gakusei part is the kanji in Ryugakusei.
Say what?
What is that?
I tried to make hot chocolate with water instead of
Yeah, that's gross. You don't do that.
Is that like hot milk lick? Hot water lick?
It's like chocolatey water.
Yeah.
It's like,
Aw.
that looks like the stuff in that town with the poisoned water. That's what that
Oh,
is.
no.
Please don't ruin this.
Aw, don't ruin her snack.
You already
If
said
it
was
tastes
gross.
good, then
She
drink
said
it,
it was
don't worry.
gross.
Traditionally, hot chocolate
not
is made
gross.
with water.
I
So.
would rather have
I used
it
to have
with
it with
milk.
water. I mean, I
Yeah,
have milk.
Like, I mean,
Preferably,
traditionally,
but-
like the frost Mexican, like chocolate in water, is made with water and chocolate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
what was it, like hot water for chocolate or whatever the book was.
Anytime I
Yeah.
make chocolate, I usually use like 3 packets per.
So,
Oh, you make it really thick.
It's super rich, and there's like powder floating in it.
so what to next?
Let's go ahead and do more Venshu. Do you guys want to do kanji activities, or do you want to go back to some, kaiwa Venshu? Speaking practice.
Kaiwa Renshu.
Sorry,
Let's do kanji since we're doing kanji.
oh, okay, you want to do some kanji stuff since we're already on it? Okay. So, yeah, so kanji no renshu. So, so this first part is just making some compound words, so like gai koku. So how many different compounds can we come up with? Let's just brainstorm. Do you guys want to do this on the board? Brainstorm how many different compounds we can come up with?
Probably be helpful.
Yeah, I think it would be.
You want us to go up and write it?
Yeah,
or-
you can go,
okay.
and, see how many you come up with. Look at each other's so that we're not writing the same ones 5 times, you know.
Okay.
So if somebody already wrote one, try to come up with a different one.
Well, oh,
So,
yeah.
Found it.
That one.
Okay, you wanna toss it?
I got it. So close. Don't worry. It's
That
so
wasn't
hot.
even remotely close.
And hit the side of the trash can.
Yes.
You know.
That's,
That counts.
oops, yeah.
Let's do more. Yeah, however many compounds you can come up with, just, and if you know other compounds that use these plus other kanji they're not listing that we've studied, you can do those too. So like looking, dairakse. There you go. Can you come up with it?
Did you just get the go? Okay.
Okay, so this is from last chapter, but for
Yeah. Other way around.
the den.
You wrote kiten.
I did, didn't I? So excited to get to that electricity one, but like sometimes I write like this one in.
Mm-hmm. No, that looks good the way you write it.
So this one doesn't have to touch these, or should it be touching one, like this little?
It normally
is off
touches
to
the very
side.
first one, but if
So, like-
there's a slight gap, it's okay. Yeah, like
That
that.
would be a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anybody just want to cover all the accents?
I have list already.
No.
I'll do list myself. I just listen from you every single minute you want. You just write forever. All the minutes.
I guess you repeat after six.
So- for one of the examples they list in, or the koku kanji, or, kokai is the second one, like the public or municipal kanji for,
What do you?
the examples for, the, country kanji is, kokai is the second kanji, like from, like a,
Where are you looking?
Oh, in the examples for the kanji, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, okay.
Is the second one like
Kokai.
public or like, I remember seeing it.
It's the kai from kaisha. It means, like to meet. It's in kaiwa. That's where you know
So
it's
that
from.
is
Okay,
really
that's
adult
it.
students,
Kaiwa.
or what is that?
It's big school life.
Oh, gosh.
Kai, yeah,
Big
so
school.
it's also in
Yeah.
like kaigi, which is a meeting.
Mhm.
So kokai is like a national meeting.
Oh, I see.
Kokai, because the diet is
I
the
don't
parliament
speak
in
person.
Japan. So,
So, big university life? Big university. What would you translate that as?
Big learning.
Big learning life, big learning stage.
Big time learning.
It's the big learning.
Is that really what that is, just big time learning?
Right? Big
study.
learning, like,
But like, whatever.
oh, I thought of one that you guys might not have realized.
Oh.
middle schoolers?
Mm-hmm. Shugakusei.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm just kind of reading from the thing and just writing random things down that I really like.
That's,
It's so just like put it down. Don't forget it again.
There.
Okay. Oh yeah, Taihen is written with Oki. I was thinking that Taihen was written with a different kanji, but it's actually written with Dai. Okay, and here's another one that uses kanji you may know, but you may not know the vocabulary. Otona, big person.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
otona used in the way that like onnanoko or, onnanahito or oto,
Otoko no hito, yeah.
is it used like
Otona, yeah.
otonarohito, or is that a thing?
Just otona by itself
Okay.
means the whole thing, so. Otona des. Otona des would be like, that person's an adult. Yeah. Ah, that would be seishu. You meant senshu, didn't you?
I did. Those are
Yeah,
easy to
those are easily confused, so you gotta really be careful with those two.
Okay.
Senshu, there you go. Yeah, we haven't learned the shu yet, but she already did sengetsu over there, which is last month.
And then you used
Ah,
Kyonen
then yeah, I know that
last
one,
year,
Yeah,
right?
Kyonen
More
is
so
last
than
year.
Sennen.
Right. Sennen sounds confusing.
Yeah. And it's like,
But it sounds like
So it's-
10,000 years.
his birthday, but
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, they don't write that
It's just,
sen, they write this kyo,
say.
kyonen.
like,
Yeah,
I don't
kyo
think
is
so.
this.
It's tanjobi, so.
Kyo is
Oh,
kyo.
that's right.
it's like the moon.
It's
Let
like
me look it up.
tsuchi, soil, and then a couple kind of moves.
Okay.
When did we learn that? Was that last chapter?
This is one of those that doesn't come up till later in Japanese because
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah, it is.
not
There's
the
just
most
something before it,
commonly
but I don't
used
know what that is. I think that's the-
kanji, compared to its
birthday,
equivalent in
but then
Chinese. In
there's-
Chinese, this is the
Is that
common verb for
Was that
go.
walking?
So it's like one of the first
So
ones
this
you
was
learn when you're learning your first verbs. It's like the equivalent of ikimasu. It's always interesting.
I think it's
to
like
know
the
this-
leg or foot.
This
Yeah.
weird disconnect where like, this is a little bit less common in Japanese, but more common in Chinese, and ikimasu is common in Japanese, when in Chinese it's a little bit more advanced vocabulary.
What is this?
Kanjobi,
Tanjo. So this guy here, that was that walking or running? I can't remember. Or told. The
the
Yeah.
tan part of Tanjobi, it is the speech radical Oh, yeah.
Was that walking or running? I can't remember what it was, but.
That in it, and then it's something close to the walking radical, but not exactly the same, I don't think, unless it's, you know what, I need it larger than that. I can't read it well in that tiny print. Let me look it up in here
That
and
is kind of
get it.
So,
If I look it up on this dictionary, I can do zoom character.
it's like something like that. This is something kind of what it looks like, sort of something a little bit.
Hold on, let me get it right for you. Okay, it's that one. Yeah, it's not the walking radical.
Okay.
Definitely not. And it doesn't want to let me zoom character anymore. What happened to that? Where'd my zoom character go? Oh, it's over here maybe? Or is it, okay, maybe it's in the Chinese program. Oh, it's that. Okay, yeah, see,
My sad attempt at it, but.
that is such small print in there that I can't see all the details. So, let me write it big for you. Oh, it's,
Well, so we'll get before I mark somebody.
Do you have a cat? Or-
It's over that, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that action.
Nice hat.
Thank you. I got lazy of holding it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's scary.
this was, so this is kind of like a row with an elongated thingy going down?
yeah,
Oh,
so
no. Got
it's
it.
actually
Okay,
two of those
okay.
and then this.
Okay. I thought this was like a net, but like
Yeah,
continued.
not exactly.
Okay,
It's this
okay,
and that.
okay. That makes a lot of sense. And my hands are getting too dirty. Thank you.
No. This would be like colors or senjutsu, yeah, senjutsu. It would be like the previous day or, yeah, I think it's kind of like a formal or archaic sounding, yesterday kind of term.
But they still use it for the.
It's in formal writing. It's
Okay.
a little bit old-fashioned sounding if you try to use it in conversation. It just sounds very formal. It's like stiff and bookish. Not necessarily.
It just makes it sound like those people who always use like really complicated,
Yeah.
speech and stuff.
Let's see if I can get it this time again.
Kino is very,
Yeah!
You're gonna ding the wall.
You're just getting rid of all of the markers now, aren't you?
Dead!
Do we need to like take away your sugar rights?
But, that would be like a
Oh, I'm sorry.
formal reading versus kino, which is the colloquial reading. Yeah, senjutsu, yeah, that's like the other day or the previous day,
Okay.
yeah.
So it'd be sort of like the equivalent of saying, oh, the previous day I did that instead of just saying like yesterday.
Yeah, kind of
Okay.
like that.
Good to see I'm not the only person who came up with Tengoku.
Ah, Tengoku,
Oh,
yeah,
is that
there you go.
You use Goku?
Tengoku, yeah, yeah, heaven.
Well, when would you use like if you were just saying heaven as a noun, would you use tengoku? And is ten just like for parts of words, or do
Well,
you just
so
use ten by
This
itself?
by itself
You're
is
gonna make my
soda,
hair fall out,
soda,
kid.
which
Oh,
is
that's
sky.
sky.
Yeah, but Tengoku is like the Christian concept of heaven, or
Just
the Buddhist
heaven.
concept of heaven.
Tengoku, okay.
Tengoku is the religious concept, Sora is the blue sky.
Oh, I thought you said sty, and I was really confused for a second.
Sky,
Look how, okay.
yeah. Tengoku would be heaven, and Sora is sky, like always ora would be a blue sky,
Mhm.
always ora, blue sky.
Mhm.
Okay, so any questions? We came up with a lot of different compounds. Tengoku, Okina, Sengetsu, Daigakusei, Tohoku. Oh, I didn't quite read what you said.
Otokogakuse.
Oh, Toko no, okay, yeah.
It lists it as just that as a compound in the
Really?
examples.
Tokogakusei.
Like, I had to go check to see if it was legit.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh.
Oh, Danshigakusei.
Danshigakuse. Oh, that's the reading of it. Okay.
That's the reading, yeah, Danshigakusei. Yeah, because I was gonna say Otokogakusei doesn't sound right, but Danshigakusei makes sense.
Is there an equivalent to that for like the
Joshigakusei.
Joshigakuse? Okay,
Yeah,
that's.
Joshi would be it's an alternate reading for Onnano.
Mhm.
What are, does this mean?
What does what?
The Kodansha and the whatever it was
Onyomi, kunyomi? Or-
here. Kodansha.
Oh, Kodansha. Kodansha is a dictionary, it's actually a publishing company, but
Oh.
Kodansha and Nelson are two of the major kanji dictionaries.
Okay.
So like what pages on?
Yeah, or the reference number for it or something.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure if that's the entry number or the page number.
What are you doing?
Yeah, 'cause if it's the Kodansha dictionary that I'm thinking of, it uses a different style of organization than the Nelson. Nelson is a sort of more traditional kanji dictionary, and Kodansha came up with a more modern system that they adopted
I'm good.
for the sake of younger students who maybe aren't familiar with radical lookup, the traditional style of radical lookup.
So Tanjo Suru is like the literally being born, or
I'm not even familiar with that, but that sounds right.
okay.
Tanjo
And
Suru.
Seitan would just be like the act,
Show-
like
show me.
she's
Show me.
okay. So up here, top right hand corner, the screen's dirty. Haven't washed it in like 3 days, but if you click on here,
Oh,
so
birth nativity.
and that was Seitan.
Seitan, okay. Seitan. Birth
And
nativity,
this
okay.
was
Tanjo Suru, to be born.
so is that
Okay,
the actual
Tanjo
verb
Suru.
for being
Yeah,
born?
Tanjo
Okay.
Suru. Okay. Well, umareru is another verb for it, but
Okay.
birth nativity, I think Kotan and Seitan may actually be referencing like the nativity scene from Christianity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Those are not commonly heard words. Okay. So, any questions about our kanji for this chapter?
Yes, you.
I'm just trying to organize these in a way that'll help me remember which one's which. Okay, so let's see what time it is.
Like 44.
Okay, so we're basically out of time. So for the next class, we can go back to doing some kaiwa stuff, kaiwa renshu, but also, don't forget about the kanji no renshu, like part B, figuring out these locations. Part 2 is reading the bulletin board and answering some questions about it. That's good reading practice to try to read all of those little bulletins. And then the little paragraph reading and the questions about that. And don't forget about the writing practice when you're doing your homework. It's a good idea to do the writing practice activities. So one of them is write a flyer about the party, be sure to include the who, what, when, where, why, how kinds of info. And write about your favorite restaurant, so like using that restaurant story as a sample, as a template. You could write your own story about a favorite restaurant that you like to eat at, or what kind of food it is, and what it's like, and, you know, use as many adjectives as you can incorporate, and try to use some Teflon stuff, things like that, okay? So,
Have you seen the, seen on Tumblr, the Freddie